All right, people, we are here for week 2 of the FPL recaps. I know that it's been long overdue. The season is almost over, of course, but that's how it is most of the time with these recaps, anyways. If you go back and watch them, they're usually, I think one of them that was like 6 months when I uploaded the last one after they had been played. But we're here, and we're going to be going up against the Moorlords, coached by Phantos. And we're starting off, as always, in OU with Lindomar versus 21st Century Bozo. We got the Warrior of Liberation over here, Gear 5, versus Techno's or Showdown names. But on our side, what do we got? We got some nice and powerful Curum, opposing Curum. You love to see it. No Great Tusk, but we got a Tusk. We got the Rillaboom, Roaring Moon. Beautiful Hatterene over here to magic bounce any shenanigans that this Gliscor wants to do. And yeah, we got a nice Golden Go to spin block too. Although their form of hazard removal is Cinderace, so I guess Golden Go doesn't really matter this game in terms of that. Let's get started though. So we're going to start off with this Gliscor versus the Golden Go. It's going to go a couple different ways. They're going to try to go for the trick turn 1 and on their protect. So good scout over there on the opposing side as they go for the substitute. This is looking a little bit shisty as Hatterene's going to come in to try to block any type of shenanigans, like I said, although this doesn't really matter. So protect substitute toxic, so doesn't seem like they have a whole lot that can long-term beat this Hat. So Hat gets a little bit of setup here, goes for the Nuzzle to get a Para on the Slowking. You are getting that leftovers recovery. I'm not sure if you want to Terra now. They're going to save, it looks like. Just hope you don't get Sludge Bomb poison because they are getting recovery from the terrain at least. That's gone now. They get the Terra Water now because they have to. Store Power doing 51% and get the Para. You know, this is just Pokemon, bro. It's one of those things. Axe goes here and it goes sideways, baby. Some big recovery though on the switch, and now Glowking comes back in to get some more Draining Kiss recovery, just a little bit of chip. Goes for yet another Calm Mind. I mean, you may as well. Just hope you don't get poisoned. As continues to get the HP just in case. You know, a little bit of chip, and they get the Para as well. Bang. And yeah, I mean, at that point, you just stored power. And you're good to go. Curum comes in, but I don't think Freeze Dry is going to do it a lot. Yeah, 33. As Draining Kiss just gets his thing back to full. Good grief, this Hatterene is going Gear 5 over here. This is insane. Iron Boulder with the Cork Drive speed is just not going to do it. If you're going to try to hope for a flinch. I'm surprised it took that well, honestly. I guess Iron Boulder's def ain't bad. But yeah. Still a 2 KO. Now Cinderace is in. I'm not sure what they're doing at this point because yeah, they're just gonna start going for that sword power, and they can try to EQ, but yeah, like I was saying, long term this Gliscor cannot beat this Hatterene, so it's basically Jover, unfortunately, for our opponent at this point. Just gonna let this play out. I don't really feel like scrolling down to click the speed up button. Kingambit can come in. You can try to Terra Dark Sucker Punch. I mean, that was basically the play. Maybe Ironhead, get the flinch, and then go for the sucker after that once you've got all your boost. But then they still got the whole rest of the team to contend with. And that's going to be game 1 for Lindomar getting the 6-0. Now we move on now to Shady versus Uka. Uka was a teammate for me last season. We traded off doing NU with each other. Now Shady's over here taking them on. They've got the Pecharunt. They've got the Grimmsnarl. They got a lot of cool techs. I love this. I'm going to be honest. This looks like a beautiful team. I love Azu plus Bisharp plus Lottie plus Torn. Just takes me back to X and Y. But then you've got the little Ninetales and the Iron Crown. So we got the dual Iron Crowns. Both have Torns, which is fair. The Quackable could be cool though, although I don't know, because Quackable's kind of walled off by the Lottie and Azu, and the Ninetales once it gets a defense boost from the snow. Ursaluna could be kind of brazy. You know, it doesn't have a lot of switch-ins here. If you can come in on like a Iron Crown and then just get a big hit off on something. So, what's going to happen here? Lead Torn, you know, pretty standard. They lead off with the Bisharp on the opposing side, give them a little bit of U-turn ship. Ursaluna coming to try to get its Flame Orb activated. Bisharp does not have knockoff this gen, so you don't got to worry about it. +2 Terra Flying is pretty scary. As they don't get flinched, but yeah. Alright, so Uka burns the Terra. So, you know, like a spin cycle here. Got to look at the positives. Brings in the Grimmsnarl to try to get up a Reflect for this thing. That is a +2 Bishop. That's still going to take it out. But you have Reflect up, which is nice. And Petrarunt, this immense physical wall, goes for the Iron Head on the Terra Fairy. Yeah, I mean, because usually this, I don't know if they would go for Sucker Punch or not. Or maybe that was just a good read by Uka. Going for the, expecting the Terra Fairy. Either way, they were able to take out the Bisharp there. With the Sludge Bomb after the Terra. Nasty plot up on both sides, which is kind of crazy. Petrarunt is able to tank it and get off a Sludge Bomb, but after that, the Petrarunt is going to go down at that point. Brings in Iron Crown. As the Heat Wave. Oh, the crit! I know that well, wait. I'm forgetting that it's +2. Should I calc this? I don't know if that matters or not. I'm trying to think. +2 Torn, but it's not Stab. Iron Crown. I guess it depends on Shady's EVs. But yeah, we'll keep going. Alright, Bleak Windstorm. The Torn is able to tank it. And then take out the... I should probably have looked up the sets for my team to see. Because that looked like it's AV Torn. I would assume if it was able to tank. But maybe not. I don't know. You know, it depends on the sets on both sides. Either way, this Lottie is in. It's Quacklefull's last stand. But no, it's not going to be able to do anything versus this Lottie. I was thinking maybe if it was Choice Scarf. But then you have to lock itself into something. Either way, that's going to be it for the UU game. Now moving on to my game where we're facing Stall. Now, good thing that I wanted to try out Choice Band Hoopa before this thing got banned. So we got a lot of breakers. We got this. We got the Zapdos Galar. We've got the Gastro. A lot of cool standard RU stuff. So, lead off with Strike Twice because I'm Zapdos versus Deoxys Defense. I'm going to U-turn Scout, and indeed they are Rocky Helmet, so I'm going to go out in a Cyclizar, Everdass, Spinarak, and they just go for the Future Sight. Okay, I'm going to keep chipping this thing down because they don't have lefties. They probably are going to recover, though. But I can try to, they're going to knock off my lefties, that's okay. Yep, there's the recover. If I can stall out these recovers, that's kind of what I'm aiming for long term. Do tank the Future Sight, although I'm going to have to spend some recovers myself. Hopefully I can get up some hazards here, though. As, just keep on going for Earth Power, trying to whittle this thing down. There's the second recover. Another Earth Power Future Sight should be coming my way, though. We should probably turn this up to, fast. Keep going. So Zapdos comes in on the Quagsire as, amongst towns. Oh, I'm known amongst towns. I'm shutting crap down. Hold more arms and Hoopa Unbound. As the Terra Dark did 1,000,000%, and it's still going in. This was kind of my goal, was get Terra Dark, Choice Band, Hoopa in, and start clicking buttons and breaking down their defenses. So Quagsire super low. If I can get up some hazards versus this thing, that would be great. We are able to rapid spin the T-Specs away because I don't want my team getting poisoned. Get some more chip on the Cyclizar, but that's okay because we got Rocky Helmet. I think we were trying to come in on the knockoff there because we figured the knock was coming. If we could get that thing, this Choice Scarf knocked off, we don't need the Choice Scarf for any of this. I mean, maybe for Talonflame, but I don't really want to attack the Talonflame with the Cyclizar if I can. I did risk getting a Flame Body, though, right here. But thankfully I didn't get it. I don't think I've really gotten Flame Bodied, honestly, in this tier. Go for Rocks now, so... oh, this thing has lefties, but if we can get up another layer of hazards, I can't remember. I think I had spikes. Can't remember. Going to U-turn out again and bringing this thing. They do go for the defog, but they only have so many of those. I can keep on going for rocks, as they also get rocks upon me, but they don't have a ghost type. So go for the brave bird there and still don't get a flame body. As the overheat from this thing comes in, there's the defog, but they remove from my side. I thought they might roost, but no, they go for the roost now. As I can just keep on stealth rocking this thing's face. They're gonna go for the burn, so I'm on a timer. But there's the surf, and we take that thing out. So now these rocks are here to stay, which is incredible. As there's the protect on the Umbreon. Goes to the Brave Bird, they're gonna get the Wish Protect, that's fine. Deoxys comes in. As go for the CC. I am taking more Rocky Helmet Chip, which is unfortunate, but go for the Brave Bird, and bam. I'm not sure why they used their Terra there. Because they resisted it either way, and maybe they thought I was gonna go for a U-turn. Yeah, that must have been it. And then they tried to tank that better. But I was just gonna go for Brave Bird. It was a sock kill, so there was that. Chansey comes in now. I'm just gonna CC this thing every time. It does manage to live, but it's incredibly low. And now Chansey's gone, which is incredible. It's not like I really have that many special attackers, but you know, just anything. And now it's just the sack game here. This Clodsire goes down, and Moongus comes in. I'm just gonna Brave Bird. I don't care if I go down. The fact that I can take it out is fine, because now all that's left is Umbreon versus and you know that you're the greatest when they mimic you. As I'm just gonna get up SD real quick and go for Drain Punch and 1v1 this Umbreon. As yeah. That's going to be the Artie game. Thankfully, the Choice Band Hoopa came in and was managed to break down a bunch of walls. Getting the knockoff onto the Galarian Zapdos was absolutely key in because you saw how important it was to switch up moves there. Yeah, there it is. 5-0. So now we're 2-1. All right, so now here we are in NU with Grape versus L-Nox. So I mean, just looking at, because I used to play NU for FPL last season. What a drastically different tier this is. I mean, I guess with all the DLCs that have come out, it makes sense. But you still got the Sandaconda, and the Alola Muck, which is cool, and the Talonflame and everything. But look at this. We got freaking Basculegion and Porygon Z and Grimmsnarl and Armarouge and all that. So let's get into it. I do love to see the Smeargle, I will say. Lead Grimmsnarl versus the Smeargle. What do you know? Who would have thought? They do go for the taunt, though. As, now you can't. Yeah, that's basically Smeargle's whole thing. I'm not sure. Maybe, well, hold on. Cecil's Edge, though. Or Stone, actually. I was going to say, that's a nice addition to the moves in this game. Is the fact that even if you get taunted now, you can still go for your hazards. So there's the taunt. So now you can do Chilly Reception now. Send something else in. They go the Cloyster onto the hazards. So their sash is immediately broken, which is unfortunate, but I mean, you don't necessarily want to remove the hat because your only hazard removal is defog. As there's the try attack into the Diancie. As in comes Gligar, gonna take some nice little Stealth Rock chip once again. A little Muck comes in, also takes rocks. As this is not Black Sludge, I'm not sure what it is, but Earthquake does 1,000,000,000%. They're going to knock off the Eviolite, which is nice in the long term at least. Although this Alolan Muck being very low is a little bit worrying for that Armarouge and the Porygon Z. Very strong special attackers. As Hitmontop is going to come in, and it's definitely about to Rapid Spin. As there's no spin blocker. They're going to go for the Para to try to stop him from spinning that way. But it gets the spin off. Let's take some Rocky Helmet Chip, though. So yeah, if you at this point, please defog away these rocks for this poor Cloyster over here, who's about to be blow out. So, I'm not sure if they're like what's called pads or not, but they didn't get the burn there. They do manage to defog, but now the Talonflame is gone, which means the way of getting rid of hazards is gone. So if they get them back up with Gligar, they're up for good. Porygon Z is going to come in on a Moonblast, take some nice little chip there. As the Ice Beam is going to come through. Not do a lot. There's the Body Press, though, so there we go. So, Basket Legion comes in. Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that they just sacked off the Porygon Z, but I guess maybe they didn't want to bring anything else. They figure, you know, they've still got the Armarouge that can come in after as the special attacker. So, clear body, not gonna matter. They just Moonblast anyways, gets a crit. I don't know if that mattered if they were AV or what, but there you go. As goes for some rocks once again, those are up to stay. Moonblast is going to take out the Gligar. But at this point, yeah, I'm looking at the team. This Armarouge is looking kind of scary here. I'm not sure what Chariot over here is going to do. They're going to go for the Calm Mind. I'm anticipating a weakness policy. Oh, the weak armor. So here's the thing, because if they can get a bunch of hits, I mean, this is going to keep on decreasing area. If they can just keep on going for it, I don't know how much it does over time. One of them was crit, but we're getting our screen blocked over here. As yeah, it's just not enough. It does bring him down to 36%. Unfortunately, I don't see a priority move over here. Oh wait, but they don't. Oh, a sneak? Shadow Sneak? Okay, so they know that the Shadow Sneak is coming. Yeah, I should have known that Alolan Muck. I don't know, maybe it's just because every time I use Alolan Muck, it was in draft, and I don't think I really used Shadow Sneak, so I didn't think about it at the moment. But as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, Shadow Sneak. So they can't go for Glare. The good thing is the Armarouge is weakened. Hey, 36%. Can you get up some... Well, they're taunted right now, so they really want to get up some hazards. Oh, wait, no, this was the Stone Axe was what they used. Basket Legion comes in now, and I think that thing is just going to start clicking buttons because everything's getting kind of low. The Terra Water is absolutely going to take this thing out. Oh, not even, oh, because it's just a flip turn. And brings in the Armarouge. So, yeah, whatever you want to win with there. So, Jester is going to come in. Sash is now finally broken. They go for the Endure, though. Stone Axe gets the speed boost there. Not that it really matters. It was kind of speed. Oof. But yeah. I mean, either way, either thing they hit him with was going to give him that weakness policy attack. And this thing was at 55 already. So, probably didn't matter too much. As there you go. So, that's going to be the game. Let's move on now to the Little Cup game. Alright, so here we are in Little Cup. We got the Spheal Aficionados versus Austin Forge. We're looking at Dynamo versus Austin Forge. Looking at this team, pretty standard. I want to say I watched this game. I feel like I've seen a lot of these Little Cup games, but the Cyndaquil could go in. I want to say that this was Specs. Maybe it was Scarf. No, I think it was Specs because we were trying to hit really hard. At least I think. Let's check it out. So lead Cyndaquil versus the Voltorb. As let's see, based on how much this eruption does. No, so maybe it was Scarf because I feel like they should have done more. But either way, they know what we are based off that. Yeah, so we're either Specs or Scarf. One of them, I just can't remember. Goes for the Destiny Bond on this thing. As Volbee's now going to come in on the knockoff. Getting rid of the Violite early. Although it does give them the weak armor boost. This Volbee could also be pretty dangerous into our team. Not a whole lot of resistance after this Glimmet goes down. And in comes the Drillbur, who's going to just rapid spin any of our hazards away. This thing is Levitate, but you know. Yep, there's the rapid spin. But yeah, because this thing is mold breakers and things, so the levitate doesn't even matter. What am I saying? Listen, folks, I'm getting tired. The Violet's going to get knocked off as the Rock Slide does 1,000,000,000%. We are going to get another speed boost, though. But Tinkatink can just come in and be able to tank the next hit. Do get rid of this thing's a Violet, at least. But, oh, I'm telling you, the Pickpocket is so annoying on this Pokemon. Because every time you knock it off, it's just like, man, just take your stuff. I've seen it so many times. Mudshot comes through now. It's the speed drop, although there's the knockoff on this thing. You do get up a little T-Spike, though, but this Drillbur's probably just going to rapid spin it away later. You do get a Power Gem off, which is cool. Shadow Ball's going to take out the Glimmet, as our switch into this Volibee are looking scarce. As Shadow Ball comes through, you do get the Spore, but now you can't put anything else to sleep. As the knockoff comes through, and yeah, I think this might be the beginning of the end if I can remember correctly, because now Volbee just comes in and takes rocks on the switch in. It's actually a nasty plot set, which is crazy. Mienfu's gonna come in now. And the Terra Ghost on the fake out, so it's just gonna ignore that and then hit it with an Air Slash and it just dies. Jeez. Not much you can do about that. Ghastly can try to come in and do something, but it can Terra Fairy, okay, and be able to tank the Dark Pulse. And then you should take it back out with Hex. So there you go. So Voltorb is in, and it's gonna take some poison. So at least the Volibee was dealt with. I just thought, in my head, I thought we just got wrecked by the Volibee, but managed to at least take it out with the Ghastly, which was cool. As now it's kind of coming down to what do they think our Cyndaquil is? As Drillbur is going to come in, get poisoned real quick. Go for the extra sensory. I mean, based off that, I feel like this thing is Scarf, not Specs. At least that's it in my head. So they know that we're choice locked in some way. Either way, this Tinkaton is a good way to deal with it. Violet goes for the burn. Continues to just knock this thing off. If Ghastly could have some form of recovery, that'd be cool, but it doesn't. I guess if you would go for Hypnosis Dream Eater, that'd be cool. But this Voltorb is just going to come in. And this is the moment of truth here. Although, you can't really go for Eruptions anymore. As switches in Ghastly, which is asleep. Continue to go for the extra sensory. At this point, you're basically just going for extra sensory flinches. Marini's going to come in and absorb the T-Spike. As I forgot they had a Marini to absorb the T-Spike that entire time. But yep, there's the Surf. And that's going to be GG's. So now we move on to the Nat Dex game. So, actually, JK, we're moving on to the Ubers game. I got too far ahead of myself. So we got Xeroxman versus our captain, my captain, versus AkariDisapproves. Oh wait, no, my bad. I went too far down. It's right there, Winterbub, of course. So, looking at our team, we've got some. I love the Tinglu. You got some nice Ho-Oh. This looks pretty standard. You got the Calyrex, Arceus, Miraidon, Crydon, Zacian, but not the Crown form. So, lead Miraidon versus lead Glamora, pretty standard. Just probably gonna Volt Switch out here or something. Oh yeah, U-turn. I guess if you have U-turn, you may as well go for it. Not worry about electric immunities. So we got some spikes and T-spikes on our side. I want to say that Giratina O can defog those away. As Ho-Oh's going to come in now. Send in Necrozma Dust Main as this thing continues to get spikes up. Giratina's going to come in. Alright, so this is definitely going to try to go for defog here. Goes to the Mortal Spin to at least get this thing poisoned. But at least the hazards are gone for now. But they're just going to keep on getting them up, unfortunately. As there's another layer of spike. Continues to get them up. As, this thing finally goes down. And now we've still got 2 layers of spikes and a T-spike. But maybe we can get rid of those later. So Ho-Oh's going to come in on this guy. As they go for an SD. Terra Fairy on the collision course to eat that up. That was still, jeez, that's a crit. Does 1,000,000,000%. But at least the threat has been taken out with a Blue Bird. And you get some regen. On switch. As, may as well just sack it off because you don't necessarily have a whole lot of switches to this Zacian. Crydon is going to come in though and be able to take this thing on. I'm assuming, yeah, Scarf. Actually stay in, which is a crazy play. Go for the play ref on this thing. As goes for the SD there on the Sunsteel Strike. Well, I mean, this thing is going to die to a Flare Blitz from this Scarf Crydon either way. I guess they're just trying to do whatever they can. This thing, Necrozma Dust Main showing just how bulky this thing is. Able to deal with the Zacian. So that threat's taken care of. Calyrex is in now. As goes for the Terra Fire on the Moonlight. Moonlight's great, but there's the Trick Room, the inevitable Calyrex Trick Room. Another Moonlight. Just trying to stall out some turns to be able to live this hit. Goes for knock. Doesn't do a whole lot, but you get rid of the boots, I guess. Giratina O comes in on the Ice Beam and just get, or the Glacial Lance, my bad, and just get absolutely destroyed. Alright, so you got one more turn of Trick Room. You can be able to just stall this out with something. So I'm going to sack off Miraidon to this attack. Goes for the Glacial Lance there. Alright, I'm not sure what you can take this thing out with, though. Alright, Tinglu comes in. See if it can take it out. I don't know. I feel like they just... oof, the Ruination miss. That sucks, yeah. As there's more Chilling Neigh. I mean, yeah, all you've got left is this Koraidon kind of to deal with these last threats. Goes for the U-turn to get this thing in range. As Necrozma comes in, and yep, there's the Trick Room. So, Glacial Lance. As this Calyrex, man, it's crazy. Alright. And there it goes. So, that's the Uber's game. These Uber game, I feel like they're just... I can't play this tier, bro, because this just seems like one play, like with a Calyrex or something else, and everything just goes sideways. It's crazy. Alright. Alright, now we're here for the Nat Dex game. Got BeastJohn versus Akari. I feel like I've had Akari on my team before as well. Love this team. This looks just like something I would use in Sword and Shield in my Wi-Fi battles. I love the Tapu Lele plus the T-Tar Drill plus the Ferrothorn. I miss these guys so much, man. But over here we've got more of a Gen 9 team. I know it's Nat Dex and everything, so you got all types of ones you can run, but this is just pretty prototypical Gen 9, except for the Garchomp, I guess. Oh, and the fact that you can have Urshifu in this tier. That's crazy. Alright, so Lando is going to be in versus the Ferrothorn. Goes for the taunt. As stops bringing up hazards, which is always nice. As Lando gets up his own hazards. You can stop this thing from going for any type of... They just go for the future sight, though. I'm assuming this thing still gets teleport, though, if this is Nat Dex. Goes for the skull, does a heck of a lot. Corn's going to come in. Not boots, so probably AV. The immediate explosion is great to catch this thing, though. Because I'm assuming, you know, Nat Dex, this thing has default. Well, I guess it doesn't matter too much because they have an extra drill either way. But it's always nice to get rid of the Torn. Knock this thing off, get rid of its Rocky Helmet, but Rillaboom being so chipped is a little bit unfortunate, not gonna lie. So, bring in Big Garchomp on the Spike. Can you start SDing with this thing, maybe? I mean, this thing is not looking too shabby. Not looking too shabby. Goes for the Leech Seed to get some more recovery, although I'm pretty sure if you got some type of Fire Fang, yep, there we go. And there's the Mega. Because your Earthquakes aren't going to be doing that much in this grassy terrain, unfortunately. But Slowbro's in. Goes for the Scale Shot. Going to do a heck of a lot. Only gets the 2 because it is a Mega Garchomp. So, you know, without loaded dice, I just feel like odds of getting 2 are pretty common. But now that the grassy terrain's gone, now you can just go for EQ, no problem. And now you're +1, so you're faster than Scarf. Oh, wait, no, but 311 versus 317. Yeah, you're not faster than Scarf Lele because of the Mega. But now you know for sure this thing's Scarf. As they're locked into Moonblast, you can just go for a Grass Glide here onto this T-Tar. Should do a good chunk. The Terra Grassy Glide too, man. Could you imagine Terra Grassy Glide and with the base power in Sword and Shield? That'd be insane. So Lele's going to come and reset the terrain. That's no problem. We've seen this a million times back in Sword and Shield. Switch out, get it back in later. And they can just stay forced to keep sacking off Mons. This Raging Bolt lives on 1, but then dies to the sand. That's fine, because you know what you do? Just go... Actually, okay. That's fine. I thought they might go Rillaboom, but they probably want to preserve HP on it. And go Ninetales, get up the Veil. Stall out this thing, Sand turns. Go for the Blizzard. As there's the Rapid Spin to get rid of those rocks, but rocks didn't matter a whole lot. Because this thing should be dead to Terra Grassy Glide, surely. As I feel like this thing should be dead to Terra Grassy Glide too, right? I feel like especially if this thing's choice band, which I assume it is. The Terra Fairy didn't matter because they were neutral either way. I don't know if the crit mattered though. I would assume that it didn't, but you never know. So I have to switch out one more time. Classic set. Switching in and out. All right. I thought that they might. I wasn't sure if it'd be dark or water, but either way, this Lillie is locked in now. As there's the grassy glide. Lillie is gone. It's going to be GG's close game, but BeastJohn pulled it out. So let's move on now to the Randbats game. So we got the first game. I'm gonna switch sides here. All right, so game one, Pokevin versus ThePhantomBrick. Let's see what happens here. So we got this Houndstone versus the Mandibuzz. Great lead matchup right off the bat. You can just U-turn out, or even just go for the poison on this Weavile. Chip it down for later. Terra Steel on the triple axle, which is always cool. If you could take out this this Weavile, so far this Mandibuzz is looking absolutely incredible. This thing is nice and chipped. I'm not sure if you want to switch out on the potential knock. I guess, yeah, it doesn't matter too much. Just go for the roost, because you live and hit this thing wants to go for. As this Jolteon is going to go for the sub. You're at least not weak to their T-bolts anymore, so Mandibuzz can tank it pretty well. Foul play is just going to take out this Weavile. You know, I'm overcomplicating things. You know, this Mandibuzz can just take on the world. It's crazy. But the Terra Fighting Focus Blast is crazy. This is insane. Is that a Zoroark in the back or something? I'm confused. They do reveal the Palkia now, as I go for the substitute. That's crazy. Do they really run Terra Fighting Focus Blast Houndstone, or is that a freaking Zoroark? Either this Spectre is in now, as Plusle is going to come in, and is going to die to 2 Hydro Pumps, but they don't want to risk the miss, so go for the Alluring Voice there. Take a little bit of Life Orb chip. Like 232 versus okay, so 94 versus 72. Yeah, this thing's definitely gonna be faster. So they get a Calm Mind up on the T-Bolt, but Cryogonal is a super bulky mon, so it's gonna be able to tank it. But long term, going for the haze. Okay, that's fair. I see what you're doing there. Stopping this thing from getting any more setup, but they're not gonna try to continue to stall us out, because this Cryogonal can just recover up and win that matchup in the long term. Yep, sure enough, it's a Zoroark, as there's the Bitter Malice. So now the Palkia comes in on the Cryogonal. This is great for Cryogonal here. We can keep on going for the Freeze Dry and reveal what we already know. It's Freeze though, that's insane. Big Freeze. Another Freeze Dry does take him out. So I guess it didn't matter too much if they were faster either way, because of the level difference. Ogerpon is going to be in now versus this Houndstone. Goes for an Ivy Cudgel. Does a good chunk. Goes for a Poltergeist. Although, wait a minute. Was that a roll? Okay, so the first one did 50. And then they got the freeze. Okay, so I thought it was a bigger roll, but it was just a 51, 50. And it still said 50 there, so I don't know if it was a rounding error or what, but it was close enough. Might have been a slight roll. But goes for the body press there. And now goes for the Ivy Cudgel onto the real Houndstone on the Poltergeist. Ogerpon is able to tank it. I mean, look at that level difference. It's crazy. Shadow Sneak comes through now. I feel like you just bring in... Well, you can't really go Spectre yet because this thing has Shadow Sneak. They do go for knockoff, which is cool. Get rid of those lefties. As there's the Will-O-Wisp, though. But it's getting really low. It's getting low, and it can't heal up anymore. So that's cool. You know this thing doesn't have rest. Continues to body press. So it's just going to be a game of attrition here. Until this Houndstone finally goes down. There it goes. Alright, so now... Stun Tank's gone too. Okay, I hate it when they do this. It still shows that it's freaking... Houndstone there. There's the what's it called? There's the it's right there, Noivern. I was only looking over here. He goes to the freeze dry on it. Now that you're +1, you're faster than this Noivern. Doesn't quite get the kill. Gets another freeze. Oh man, I had to know that they were probably pretty mad about that. I probably would be too. Jeez, that's crazy. 2 freezes in one game. I mean, the first one didn't matter too much, but that second one was unfortunate. Alright, and so that's game 1. Now we move on to game 2. Alright. Now I got Metagross versus Abomasnow. Out into the Uxie, get some nice rocks up. Pokevin's getting some nice pulls here. They're getting some nice mons, which is always cool. Toucannon comes out on the Will-O-Wisp, so now this thing's burnt, which is always incredible. In comes the Scarm on the U-turn. Is it going to take some Rock Helmet? No, so this thing must be lefties, right? I would assume. Yep, there we go. Alright, send in Spiritomb. You don't want to get any type of Heat Wave, Photon Geyser, none of that. So Heat Wave, so you know they're not DDs, so there might be some type of Calm Mindset. Or maybe they're Meteor Beam. Either way, foul play here. Toucannon takes a bunch of chip. As Scarp can just come back in, eat up any hit this thing wants to go for. Actually reveals that it's special and it was Boom Burst. Okay, so maybe it can take the hits as well. Okay, okay. You are able to heal it off though. They are also able to heal. So this Toucannon, which initially seemed basically completely nerfed after being burned, is now revealed to be perfectly fine. They do not care about this burn at all. Iron Juggler is going to come in and take some nice rocks as these hazards just continue to go up. I'm not seeing a Defogger on their side of Rabbit Spinner. I'm not sure what the last mon is. But having a Scarm versus a team with no Rabbit Spinners is putting Pokevin in an incredible position. Goes for the Body Slam. As Abomasnow is going to take all that chip. As now Snorlax is able to rest up. And I would assume this thing is Sleep Talk, but yeah, they're going to get the Veil up. As that just continues to sleep. There's a Sleep Talk. It's the pair this time. As now we're going to see another Sleep Talk into rest. Woodhammer. This Abomasnow should take some good shit from that recoil. So if nothing else, this Snorlax is doing a great job of stalling out the Veil. Going to wake up and go for yet another rest, although CC is going to do about 1,000,000 damage. This seems like a free opportunity for this Iron Valiant to SD here. Actually just go straight for the Moonblast, interestingly enough. Take some Life Orb chip. They probably thought Spiritomb was coming out, which, you know, fair play. Go for the CC now, either way. As the Veil is continuing to last. But because that defense drop, I don't know if that Bullet Punch will come, maybe if it's Choice Band. Either way, Abomasnow is going to go down to the hazards. As, oh yeah, they don't have to Bullet Punch. This Metagross can live when he hit this Val wants to go for him. We'll kill it back with the Heavy Slam. So Snorlax is back in. Does not care. Okay, well, maybe it cares a little bit now that it got crit, but, you know. There's a second crit. Okay, so okay, they're not saying. Okay. Respectful. So, goes to the Bullet Punch on the Iron Juggler now, though. As the fact that these hazards are just there is incredible. Necrozma continues to get chipped down. We know that this Heat Wave is coming in, or maybe a Calm Mind or something. There's the Heat Wave. Giraffrig is able to eat it up, actually, with that 8 level, difference. As Toucannon comes in on the Nasty Block. Psyshock almost takes it out, but not quite. Boom Burst. Able to tank it pretty comfortably. You know, Toucannon doesn't have the highest special type there. Do go for, so they actually were Boom Burst, Beak Blast. Okay, maybe I just don't know about maybe I just don't know about Randbats, and that's the sets that they run. Nice little mixed Toucannon there in case you get burnt. So Iron Val is in. versus Metagross. Now that the Veil's gone, they've taken more chip. They are in range of a Bullet Punch now. This Necrozma is still a problem though, as we're still waiting to see what the last Mon is. As they're going to wait through to go Spiritomb. You should be able to live any hit. They're going to go for the Moonlight, but this Spiritomb is looking in a great position versus these two. As they've already used their Terra, so you don't have to worry about that. Go for the Poltergeist. That Prism Armor is going to let them tank it, but it's still 2-hit KO'd. So you're all good there, as long as you hit, which they do, and Necrozma goes down there. Uxie's in now, as should just be able to take him out with wow, they go for foul play. That's crazy. Yeah, because I mean they had the lefties. I guess they just didn't want to miss, which is fair. They keep going for psychic noise. I guess they don't have anything to hit this then. All right, there's the sneak, and that's gonna be the game. So just in case, let me see. Let's take stock of where we're at right now. So we got 1 win, 1 loss, 2 wins, 2 loss, 3 loss, 4 loss. Did I count a win? Oh no. 4 wins. No. This was the 3rd win because this was the 4th win. So basically, we're tied 4-4 at this point, and it's all gonna come down to once again. What do you know, Knicknom? You'll see a common thread as we continue to tell the story of this season that Knicknom coming in clutch at the end of the week on Sunday, and they've always got to come down to that tiebreaker. So this week they're playing up against FrostyRandom, and we've got this nice little Entei with the Ogerpon teal mask version, but then also some nice Fluttermane Raging Bolt versus, you know, a Moongus Ogerpon. We got some Tailwind, we got some Chi-Yu Flutter, you know. Let's see what happens. So game 1. Gonna lead Entei versus the Chien Pao versus Flutter and Chi-Yu, you know, what do you know? Pretty standard leads. Goes for the Terra Ghost on the Terra Normal. As I was watching this game, that's right, because they played right after I did, because I had to do the alley-oop for him. So the Terra Ghost was absolutely insane, which threw Knicknom off. The fact that they just used this Terra Ghost immediately. I guess it makes sense to double wall the extremes to it now. This Ogerpon just gets taken out. Goes for the Spike Shield there onto another extreme speed. Makes the Entei take some more chip. Lash out onto this Chi-Yu. Makes it take a bunch of chip. Goes with Heat Wave there. And now it's all down to Flutter plus Raging Bolt. So at this point, they got the Pro Senses speed, which is nice. So we're outspeeding the opposing Fluttermane, I assume. I guess I don't know if they're Scarf, but usually Scarf isn't a thing. Flutter comes out now, goes to the Dazzling Gleam, takes out the Chi-Yu and the Flutter. Gets a crit on the Raging Bolt, which sucks. But the T-Bolt is almost enough. They do get the para. I mean, this thing was going down to Dazzling Gleam either way. I'm not sure how they're going to take out this Lando, though, I'm going to be honest. Gets a bunch of damage off on the Lando. Goes for Stomping Tantrum, actually. And now they just drop a Draco. Okay, there you go. Was that a crit on the... let me see. Crit on the Lando. I mean... I feel like that Draco was killing either way. I don't think that crit mattered. That Draco was going to do 1,000,000%, I think. So, on now to game 2. Knicknom absolutely being floored by that Terra Ghost Chi-Yu. Now going into the second game. Because keep in mind, this is like high octane, high adrenaline. Like this game matters everything for the week. It all comes down to this game. So, Inner Focus not going to be affected by the Intimidate. Go for the Terra Fairy, that way you don't just get Stomping Tantrum immediately. Sacred Fire does 1,000,000%. Electro Web is going to do a good chunk to Torn as well. Oh wait, the Terra that was for the floor because the Lando was switching in. So Lando goes for Rock Slide. Don't get flinched, thankfully. Go for the Sacred Fire to take it out. And T-Bolt is going to take out the Torn. Beautiful. This Entei is so bulky, they're going to take those hits. So Chi and Pal is going to come in on the Terra Fairy. Go for the Thunderclap, do a decent chunk. Moonblast, not quite able to take it out after the Terra. And now we can see what's going to happen here. Protect. So they go for... Yep, there's the Follow Me to try to beat the Thunderclap. Pretty standard. Takes out the Raging Bolt there. But now you can send in the Entei. Because now this thing is no longer immune to Extreme Speed. It's just going to die to the Extreme Speed. And Ice Spinner is going to do a heck of a lot to this Ogerpon. Goes for the Horn Leech there. Get some more recovery. But all their other monsters, it's just this Ogerpon. So at this point, it's over. Like, they can Spiky Shield if they want. I mean, they have to try to chip this Entei. Who's going to go for Extreme Speed because they're, I'm assuming, choice locked in. As fails on the Spiky Shield, goes for the Extreme Speed, and the Moonblast will do it. So there you go. So that's going to be GG's. And Knicknom came in clutch at the end for week 2. So at this point, well, we lost the last week, but now the Spheal Aficionados officially have 1 win and 1 loss in the total grand scheme of the weeks. So this was week 2 out of a total of 5 weeks of the regular season. So yeah, that's going to be GG's, and we'll see you guys in the next one.